Hey everyone, welcome back to Better Talk English. I'm Lily, and today we're going to have a really relaxed chat about everyday challenges and how to handle them.
And I'm Daniel. We'll talk about situations that can feel stressful, tiring, or just overwhelming sometimes, and share phrases you can use in daily life to sound natural in English.
Exactly. Life can be full of little pressures, right? Like work piling up, errands to run, messages to answer, and somehow it all feels urgent at the same time.
Yes, it's like every small thing multiplies, and suddenly your day feels like climbing a mountain in flip-flops.
Oh, I know that feeling. And sometimes, even when you try to plan carefully, unexpected things pop up. Your calm day turns into chaos in a few minutes.
True. And today, we want to explore those moments and give you practical phrases you can use to talk about them in English. Plus, you'll learn how to express feelings naturally.
For example, one phrase we use a lot is, I feel overwhelmed. It's simple but powerful. You can say, I feel overwhelmed with work today, or even, I feel overwhelmed by all these messages.
Yeah, and it's okay to say that. A lot of people think they have to hide it, but expressing it helps. And you can even add what you plan to do next. I feel overwhelmed, so I'm going to take a short walk.
Exactly. Another helpful phrase is, I need a break. Short breaks are amazing for your mind. Even 5 minutes away from your desk or phone can make a big difference.
And sometimes just stepping back and saying, I need to step back for a moment, can stop stress from getting worse. It's polite and effective at work or at home.
Yes, and when your schedule is too full, you can also use, I have too much on my plate right now. It's a very common phrase in English for saying you are busy.
Like, I'd love to help you, but I have too much on my plate this week. It communicates your limits without being rude.
Exactly. Setting limits is important, and the words you use make it natural. You can also soften it with, I'm a little busy right now, can we do it later?
Perfect. And even when you're tired, stressed, or busy, you can give yourself permission to relax. Phrases like, I need some me time, or I'm taking a moment for myself, are excellent.
Absolutely. Self care is not selfish. Saying it out loud helps you and others understand your boundaries.
And boundaries lead us to another important phrase, I need to set boundaries. You can say, I love helping, but I need to set boundaries so I don't get too stressed.
Yep. And sometimes people feel guilty about that word, guilty for saying no, but it's healthy. Protecting your energy is a priority.
Exactly. And that's why today's episode is all about expressing feelings, protecting your time and energy, and learning natural English while doing it.
So, Daniel, another situation that comes up a lot is dealing with unexpected problems. You plan your day perfectly, but suddenly something changes and you have to adjust.
Oh, yes, like when your meeting gets rescheduled or a project deadline moves earlier, that feeling is stressful. But in English, you can say, I have to adapt to changes. It's professional and natural.
Exactly. And you can even explain how you feel about it. For example, I'm a bit frustrated, but I have to adapt to changes. Short and simple, but it communicates both your feeling and action.
Another useful phrase is go with the flow. It's casual and friendly. You might say, the plan changed again, so I'm just going with the flow today.
Yes, and sometimes you need to combine feelings and actions, like, I'm a little stressed, but I'll go with the flow and do my best. It's polite, honest, and positive.
And when things get really busy, you can also use I'm swamped. Swamped means you have too much to handle at once. For example, I'm swamped at work. Can we talk later?
Perfect. And if you want to sound even more natural, you can add a little humor. I'm swamped. Send a lifeboat. It makes the situation lighter.
Exactly. Humor is a great way to express stress without sounding negative, and sometimes just laughing at the situation helps you feel calmer.
Now let's talk about another common challenge, social invitations. You might get invited to something fun, but your wallet or schedule can't handle it. How do you say no politely in English?
One simple way is, I'd love to, but I can't make it this time. Short, polite, and clear.
Yes, and sometimes you can explain why without overdoing it. For example, I'd love to, but I need to focus on work this week. Or, I'm saving money right now, so I'll pass. It's honest and natural.
And if you want to suggest an alternative, you can say, can we do something simpler instead? For example, instead of dinner, can we just grab a coffee? It shows interest without stretching yourself.
That's a really important skill. You can stay connected with friends and family, but also respect your limits. Another phrase that helps is, I need to prioritize. You might say, I need to prioritize my tasks this week, so I can't join.
Yes, prioritize means deciding what's most important and focusing on it. It's a phrase you'll hear in workplaces and everyday life.
And don't forget feelings here. You can say, I feel bad for missing this, but I need to prioritize. It shows empathy even when saying no.
Absolutely. And sometimes you just want to keep things very simple. Phrases like, not this time, maybe next time, or I'll pass for now, are short and easy to remember.
Right, and when we combine these with emotions, stress, guilt, relief, you can communicate naturally in English without overthinking.
Exactly. And another interesting phrase that works for both work and life is, I'll handle it later. For example, the task is important, but I'll handle it later because I need a break now.
Oh yes, that's a lifesaver. You can set a boundary and manage your energy. And sometimes saying later is all you need to keep calm.
And the phrase, take it easy, is very versatile too. You can tell yourself, take it easy, I'll finish what I can today. Or tell a friend, take it easy, don't stress too much.
Yes, it's friendly, natural, and encourages calmness. And honestly, encouraging yourself in English helps you remember phrases better.
Absolutely. And just using a few of these phrases in your daily life can make English feel natural, not just something you learn from books.
Let's switch gears a bit. Daniel, have you ever noticed how small habits can make a big difference in daily life? Like just a few minutes of planning or a tiny change in routine?
Absolutely, Lily. For example, I try to write a to-do list every morning. Even if it's small, it helps me feel organized. I can say, I planned my day, and it feels more manageable.
Yes, and that phrase, feels more manageable, is great in English. You can use it for work, study, or personal life, like, I have a lot of emails, but with a plan, it feels more manageable.
Another useful phrase is little by little. It means gradually, step by step. For example, I'm learning English little by little every day. It's a nice way to encourage yourself.
Exactly. And sometimes you need a reminder that progress doesn't have to be huge to be meaningful. That's where step by step comes in. You might say, I'm improving my English step by step, and I'm proud of it.
And let's be honest, sometimes habits fail, right? We forget, we skip, or we get distracted. That's okay. You can say, I slipped up, but I'll try again tomorrow.
Yes, slipped up is very natural. It means you made a small mistake, not a big failure. For example, I ate too many cookies today, but I'll try again tomorrow.
And when we talk about progress, make it a habit is a great phrase. You might say, I'm trying to make reading a habit, even if it's only 5 minutes a day.
That's so true. And combining that with feelings is natural too. I'm happy I made it a habit this week. It feels good. You see, you're practicing English and expressing emotions at the same time.
Another phrase I love is get into the habit of. For example, I'm trying to get into the habit of exercising in the morning. It's a little more casual than make it a habit, but very common in conversation.
And sometimes habits are about stopping things too. You can say, I'm trying to break the habit of checking my phone before bed. Break the habit is a really useful phrase.
Oh yes, and the feeling words work here too. You can say, I feel relieved when I break a bad habit, or I feel proud when I stick to a good habit.
Exactly. And another great expression is stay consistent. For example, I try to stay consistent with my practice, even if I don't see instant results.
And honestly, that's a big lesson for English learners. Progress is slow sometimes, but stay consistent helps you keep going without frustration.
Absolutely. And one more thing about habits. Sometimes small rewards help. You might say, I treated myself to a small snack because I completed my task. Treat yourself is a very common phrase in English.
Yes, and it's important to celebrate small wins. Small wins are the little successes that add up. For example, learning 10 new words is a small win, but it keeps me motivated.
And finally, a really nice one is keep the momentum. You might say, I'm learning new words every day, and I want to keep the momentum going. It's motivational and natural.
Yes, it's like pushing a snowball down a hill. It grows slowly, and you feel proud of it. Using these phrases makes your English feel alive, not just memorized words.
And that's exactly what Better Talk English is about. Real phrases, real life, simple explanations, and little stories you can use yourself.
Exactly. And now that we've talked about habits, next we can move to something everyone deals with, relationships and communication.
Okay, Daniel, let's talk about something everyone deals with, relationships. Not just romantic, but friends, family, coworkers. Communication can be tricky sometimes, right?
Absolutely, Lily. Even small misunderstandings can create tension. For example, if someone says, I thought you'd call, you might feel a little upset. A natural response could be, Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Can we talk now? It's polite and honest.
Yes, and notice that I'm sorry, I forgot is very common in English. It's simple, but it shows responsibility without making the situation bigger.
Another useful phrase is let's clear things up. For example, I think there's a misunderstanding. Can we clear things up? It's calm and shows you want to solve the problem.
And sometimes you need to express your feelings without blaming. You can say, I felt a bit hurt when I didn't hear from you. I felt statements are really important in English for polite communication.
Exactly. It's softer than saying, you hurt me, which can sound accusatory. I felt keeps the conversation constructive. For example, I felt disappointed when our meeting was canceled.
And when someone apologizes, you can respond naturally with, I understand, or no worries, it's okay. These phrases keep things friendly.
Or even, thanks for telling me, I appreciate it. Simple, polite, and shows you care about the relationship.
Another phrase we often need is keep in touch. For example, it was nice talking to you. Let's keep in touch. Very casual, but very natural for friends or colleagues.
And when you want to suggest meeting again, you can say, how about we catch up this weekend? Catch up is very common in daily conversation.
Or even, let's get together. For example, let's get together for coffee sometime. Short, friendly, and simple.
And sometimes English learners worry about being too direct. You can soften sentences with words like maybe or perhaps. For example, maybe we can meet tomorrow if you're free. It's polite and flexible.
That's true. Another softener is I was wondering if. For example, I was wondering if you could help me with this task. It's much nicer than saying you must help me.
And don't forget thank you in advance. For example, thank you in advance for your help. It's a polite way to show appreciation before someone even acts.
Yeah, gratitude is huge in English communication. Simple words like thanks, I appreciate it, or that means a lot go a long way.
And when someone shares good news, you can say, that's fantastic, or I'm so happy for you. Expressing joy is just as important as expressing concern.
Exactly. You can also combine feelings with encouragement. For example, I'm proud of you, keep it up. Short, motivating, and natural.
And if someone is having a hard time, phrases like, I understand how you feel, or I'm here if you need me, are comforting and polite.
Yes, and sometimes just listening is enough. You don't always need to give advice. You can say, Tell me more about it. I'm listening. That shows empathy.
Another good phrase is take your time. For example, take your time to decide. No rush. It's polite and reduces pressure.
And one more phrase for tough conversations. Can we talk about this calmly? Very direct but respectful. It's perfect when emotions are high.
Yes, and notice how all these phrases help you sound natural while keeping relationships smooth. Communication is not just words, it's tone and care.
Exactly. And Better Talk English is all about giving you these practical phrases for real life so you can feel confident talking to anyone, friends, family, or coworkers. So, Daniel, we have gone through gifts, budgets, last-minute shopping, and ways to stay relaxed this holiday season. It feels good to take a step back and see that simple, meaningful choices are really enough.
Absolutely, Lily. It's all about enjoying the season without stress, remembering that small, thoughtful gestures carry more meaning than expensive gifts is freeing.
And don't forget, your wallet and your heart will thank you. Living within your means and giving from the heart can make these holidays truly special.
Right, and even if you make mistakes or go last minute sometimes, it's okay. There's always next time, and every effort counts.
So, for all our listeners, keep practicing your English, enjoy the season your way, and remember that small steps and thoughtful actions make the biggest difference.
We hope this episode helped you feel a bit calmer and more confident about holiday plans and spending.
Thank you for joining us on Better Talk English. We really appreciate you being here.
Yes, thank you. Stay kind, stay thoughtful, and keep speaking English every day.
Until next time, have a wonderful holiday season and take care. Bye!
Bye. See you in the next episode.